As a black woman, a confident one who knows exactly who she is and exactly what she wants in this world, people are so intimidated by it. And it's either you're intimidated and scared of it, or you love it and you just love it. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, I was around somebody who was clearly intimidated by me, like, and just who I am as a person. And at first, it might have been something that they liked, but as you can see, I only go up, and I could be seen as a threat to somebody who clearly isn't confident.
The decontification of Ice Spice needs to be studied at this point because Cleo went online yesterday and gagged the hell out of us. We are gagged. Are you gagged, Papa? Ah! Don't eat the mic. He's gagged. Clearly gagged. If you haven't seen the TikToks already of Cleo breaking down the whole entire situation, I suggest you hop on TikTok right now and watch the 5-part series. I know you're not trying to eat my Chick-fil-A chicken sandwich. Bugger, you're trying to eat my sandwich? What am I supposed to eat for breakfast? You're not even, now you're trying to eat my mic. You're not even thinking about me. Bye, y'all. The decontification of Papa needs to be studied. So this video is just off the hinges. I'm just going to be looking at the notes that I put on my phone that I wanted to address with y'all because she's been giving a lot, but she has not been giving what she's supposed to be giving. So first, I want to start off with addressing management. I think when Ice Spice said that, oh, it's okay, you don't have to pay for anything, you're with me, like, you're good, I don't think that she went over all of those minor details with management and actually told them, hey, this is my friend, she's coming, we're going to take care of her, she's going to be with me, and I want her to perform with us. Granted, she did kind of open too, but the way everything was very last minute done, and y'all's moms told y'all too, and if they didn't, they should have. You're not supposed to go anywhere where you got invited last minute. But Cleo, I'm gonna give you a lot of grace because you're an up and coming artist. A lot of these things just look like opportunities, and I get where she was probably seeing it as like, okay, I don't hang out with Ice a lot. We don't really hang out on like a really close level. A lot of this has just really been giving industry and performative. You hang out with me when there's a rollout, when you want to take pictures. How did you get back in here? When you want to take pictures and do all this stuff, maybe you bringing me on tour is a way for making up for us actually not having a foundational bond, and you trying to show me, okay, as much as I use you for imagery, like I'm gonna give you something to work with, right? You're leaving still, Papa. She's gonna be like, okay, I'm just giving you something to work with as well. Here's a bone. Like, you can come on tour with me. I'm gonna let you perform. All of those times where you were with me and we were around and about and hanging out and it wasn't really giving an actual friendship. Here's what I'm gonna do for you to show you that I actually care about you. That's probably what Cleo was thinking. I feel that wholeheartedly, 100%. She's not crazy for thinking that because industry stuff are weird. She's probably looking at it like this girl maybe doesn't have time to just be chilling up at the house, caked up with a friend, just hanging out, watching stuff, talking shit, and just having a laugh. Okay, maybe her way of showing me that she treats me like a friend and she sees me as a friend is bringing me on tour and trying to do a little something for me. When in actuality, I think it goes a lot deeper than that. As we all know, and we're all talking about on Twitter right now, Ice Spice is doing her own personal PR because of what happened with Baby Storme that her management probably isn't even thinking about or even cares about. Because I don't know if her management was in on this, because if they're in on the PR of Ice Spice looking like a good person and not looking like the mean girl that Baby Storme was trying to make her seem like, that they would be in on treating Cleo really nice, accommodating her so that she could be like, oh yeah, love Ice Spice, love you girly, that's my bestie. I don't know if they were in on it, because if they're in on it, they would be, they would be working, they would be playing their part to be like, oh yeah, bring her bags up, do all of this stuff for her. So if you didn't know already, when they got to the hotel, she thinks that the whole entire thing that started this situation and where Isis's actual whole vibe changed is when she addressed the fact that, okay, I need to get my luggage. And you told me that security was going to get it for me, but when I asked security was like, no. And then when she asked her why security's not bringing it for her, she's saying that, oh, security doesn't want to work more because then he's going to want to get paid more. But then she's like, okay, so I'll pay him more. How much does he want to get paid? And then she's like, oh, he gets paid a flat rate. But then it's like, if he gets paid a flat rate, then that means he would do anything that you ask him to do. But then she says, oh, why would I wait for him to bring your stuff up? So after that, Cleo claims the whole entire vibe changed, and it was kind of giving more of a, girl, do you know who I am? Like, I'm the star here. Like, you think I'm here to sit here and watch your bags get moved around and you being treated like like you're the star when I'm the star. That's the vibe that I see. I'm like bouncing between calling her Ice Spice and saying Isis. I'm just gonna call her Isis because I don't know, Ice Spice just feels too long. So that's the vibe that Isis was giving throughout this whole thing. She's like, girl, I'm the star. Like, you're gonna see that. The fuck? Like, she was giving very much, you and me are not on the same level. My thing about this whole situation is, and I'm gonna dive into a lot of what I see about this whole situation because we're all well aware of what happened. We know that when they were in New Mexico going to Texas, whatever the case may be, they all snuck out, went to get food behind her back. Even the hairstylist getting treated bad for hanging out with Cleo because at this point, Isis is like off doing her own thing with her producer that she's been dating the whole time, acting like she hasn't been dating. Like that whole entire little, what's that boy's name again? Central C. Like that whole entire Central C situation wasn't also for PR to cover the fact that her music actually blows and she just needs to do anything that has to do with marketing herself is like, oh my gosh, guess what I'm doing? Or oh my gosh, guess who I'm with? Because the music doesn't speak for itself. It never gave that. So on top of all of this being a PR thing, just her hanging out with Cleo mentions to us that even though it seems like they've been besties for a very long time, her and Isis met fairly recently. Like when Isis blew up, she says that she only met her 2 months before when she saw her on her For You page or on her Explore page, and she had dropped a song and she was like, oh, this girl is cute. And honestly, I think I know exactly what she's talking about because before Ice Spice came out with The Munch, I had seen her on my Explore page and I kind of tapped into her because she made this song called Clarity, and that was like the first song that I liked from her, and she was in a hot tub in New York, like dancing and stuff, and like it's the song, and like, you know, this is before she got big. If you saw it, let me know, because like I remember this whole entire era. Maybe that's the same exact thing that she saw, because that video got a lot of traction too, and then she came out with Munch, and then she got big, and then after all of that happened, she's popping out Cleo Trappa everywhere. And honestly, it kind of did give me a little bit of a weird vibe, because I was just thinking about it like, okay, so here goes this girl who gets super humongous big out of nowhere, and then you latch on to this one girl. And I'm just gonna give you my raw opinion on what I thought of immediately. It gave me very much, okay, light skin mixed girl who's leaning very much into Black culture, which very well she could have been brought up around, so that could have just been who she is. But something about adding that dark skin bestie to it just gives me very much Token. It gives me very much, this is my Black friend, guys. Like, because in the beginning of her career and throughout a lot of it, people were like, you're not Black. People were saying, oh, questioning where she was from, where her parents were from and stuff like that. So her always attaching herself to like a darker skinned person just gave me very much, this is my Black best friend. Like, I have a nigga pass. Thank you. Swipe. But from the get-go, it very much gave delusional, and I'm going to tell you exactly what gave delusional. Because Baby Storme, even though she got bashed when everything came out, and I'm going to say that she got bashed for a reason being that she did drop a little bit too much information, like when she was talking about what she was doing with her coochie and with who. That's never a good look. Nobody's ever going to like to hear about that. But let me refresh y'all's memory. When she originally came out and she said, this is where I'm going to go with my ideology of this whole entire thing. Follow me here. So when she says in this old post, this was in April, dang, time flies. This was this year. It felt like this was a whole year ago where this happened with Baby Storme. But in April, Baby Storme said, because unfortunately I thought she was a real friend. I've known her since we were 13. We went to the same grade school and high school, Sacred Hearts in Yonkers, New York. We met in 8th grade. She was my high school bully. I forgave her after high school because she apologized for bullying me. She only tried to rekindle with me when I started doing music and got some motion. She used my connections and resources to make her way to the top and pretended to be my friend. She forced everyone in her life to sign an NDA, including me, but the only person I'm signed to is God, so I will speak the truth. Now, Baby Storme, you're right. The only person you are signed to is God, so good for that. Thank you for coming out with these receipts, because now that we're seeing what happened with Cleo Trappa, I don't think she was lying. And I'm gonna tell you what little game that it gives me that Isis likes to play. And I made a TikTok about this earlier. So Cleo mentions that she said that Isis acts very soulless and entitled, and she doesn't know if she always acted like that or if it was the fact that she kind of blew up overnight because of luck. And you know, when you don't really have to grind for something and you're just given it, you can have this extreme sense of entitlement. So she's like, I don't know if she was like this before, but all of that happened for her, so maybe this is why she acts like this now. And I'm gonna tell you what, she been acting like that. And let me tell you why I know. Call me delusional, call it what you want, but I feel like I know the type of girl that Isis is. Yeah. And I think a lot of us do too, and a lot of us went to school with girls like her. So you know that thought that you knew in middle school or high school? And I'm not even trying to call her a thought. She calls herself a thought. She calls herself a smoochie. If you guys didn't know already, a smoochie is pretty much translated to what a thought is. If you don't know what a thought is, how do you not know what a thought is? It's not Florida slang. Like, everyone knows what a thought is. You know what a thought is, that hole over there. So you know that girl that she went to school with that was a thought, but she was actually cute? Because a lot of thoughts, they were like mid, but she was cute, right? So you know that thought that was cute, and you were kind of just wondering, dang, why is she even a thought? Like, why is she acting like this? But you just assumed that like maybe it was just something that was going on with her personally, like self-worth wise. So maybe that's why she acts like that. You know, she's going around messing with everybody's man, doing all different types of things, not being held accountable for anything because you have the pretty privilege and you're cute. Plus, she's light skinned. Plus, she's thick. That combo pack, I'm sorry, nobody's gonna hold you accountable. That's kind of like being Boston Richie. Anyways, you're gonna get away with a lot, pretty much. Even if people do talk about you, a lot of people are still gonna mess with you. And she gave me very much that pretty girl that doesn't know how to fight. Like, you talk a lot of mess, you're doing a whole bunch of stuff because you're like, oh, I look like this, I could do whatever I want because you have people to step for you. That same girl that'll be like, oh, I'll come get my mans to beat her up. Oh, I'll come get my homegirl to beat her up. And you have all these people that want to cling to you and be around you because you either have clout on Instagram, clout on TikTok, or clout on wherever, or you're the popular girl in school because you're cute and you're thick. And she just said that she used to bully her in high school, so we could tell that to bully somebody, you have to be a little bit more above them on the social hierarchy. And looking at how Baby Storme looks, she's not the most conventionally attractive person as opposed to Ice Spice and how she looks. That's a part of the reason why she blew up. We're not gonna sit here and act like we didn't know this, guys. We all knew this, because if you just listen to her music, like blind eyes, and you can't see her and you just heard the music, like it's vibing or whatever, but you wouldn't expect that it does the catapult that it really made her do. It's an image thing. A lot of this gave me pretty girl who can't fight. Like, I send people to do my dirty work for me because I have a whole bunch of people who want to be around me for external factors that I'm well aware of, and I'm utilizing that to its fullest capability. So I think she's been like that, and I think that the overnight fame and success just added to that and made it more worse. So she's looking at it like, girl, why do I have to wait for you to get yourself brought up? Like, this is about me. Look at you, you're here. I'm doing a favor for you. Whole time, the only reason why y'all are friends is because it tokenizes you. Like, it just makes her look like a better person because it's like, okay, look at my black friend. I'm with her. Like, this gives me proximity. Like, I look so cool right now. I am a good friend. I bring her places with me. She's smaller than me. Trust and believe me, she's not looking for somebody on the same level as her to be that close to her like that. It never gave that. She's doing that with you because maybe even from the jump, she was looking at you like, okay, you're a little bigger, so I'm a rub shoulders with you a little bit. Then as soon as she got big, it's like, okay, now I can just carry you around like my pocket pony, like my pocket puppy. My bad. Like, here's my black friend, y'all. We're so cute. Don't stand too close. You feel me? This was a comment that really stuck with me from what Cleo Trappa was talking about too, when she asked her if she wanted to do TikToks, and she was like, you're with my stylist. She was saying that it was probably because she couldn't get ready because she's with the stylist, but I kind of looked at that from a whole other angle of like, girl, you're with the help. Like, you want me to make TikToks with y'all? Like, you and the help? I don't think so, babe. And then the embarrassment kink that she has trying to ask her in the hotel, oh, you're not going to pay for your room. Like, it's just a whole bunch of, why are you holding it so hard against me at the fact that I confronted you for what happened with the security guard? That's really all this was. Isis was the type of girl that she doesn't like confrontation because she feels like she's the high and almighty star and you're already here getting to be graced with her presence. So why are you even coming to her, complaining to her about anything? But Cleo is giving me a very genuine vibe that's giving, even though we're big, we're all still people, so we're still going to communicate as people. It shouldn't be a change in atmosphere where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm around somebody really big, I better get in my place and so I can fit in the box so I can still be around. No, you branded me as your friend, girly pop, so I'm going to confront you and be like, girl, that wasn't cool, like, I don't feel comfortable, like, what was that all about? And then you're gonna hold it against me for the rest of this trip because you didn't like that somebody confronted you or addressed you. Then the way that she's responding to her is why I'm saying she was giving the pretty girl who didn't know how to fight in school, because all of that mouth, Isis don't even look like the person to have all of that mouth, because it's very much giving you wouldn't be able to back it up if you were alone. You're talking all of this because security buddy baby is right here in the corner. She would have been gagged if she was in the street by herself. She wouldn't have known what to do. So now let me take y'all to the Twitter receipts. So on Twitter, Cleo Trappa said, "Pussy, but you was shaking in your bus thinking Cardi sent people to get you jumped." Exactly. See what I was telling y'all? Mind y'all, I just want y'all to know, I came up with this conclusion that she was scary way before I saw this. She embodies that vibe. The girls that are always really pretty and they look like that, you can tell they've been able to mosey their way on through life, and they say a lot of things that they would never say up front to the person if they knew that they had an opportunity to get slapped in the face. Because a lot of what Cleo was saying was giving me very much, I want to hit you, girl, and I want to turn up on you, but I know it would cause a whole entire situation because you got all of these people with you, and that's the only reason why you're acting like that. And that's honestly where her character comes in. Because even if you know that you have all of these people with you and these people are working for you and doing stuff for you and you have people to protect you, the way that you conduct yourselves, the way you conduct yourself, even with all of those people around, shows who you really are. She says she was scared on the bus. Whole time it was just a lady and her kids trying to get an autograph. Like, help. Who the fuck told you to start with that lady anyways? Nobody. You picked with her, now you scared. Same thing with the lotto. But hey, I tried to warn you and you just threatened to beat me up. Threatened to beat who up? Like that. Twitter fingers. We would never see Isis come close to fighting anybody because she's not like that. Come on, I just told you the type of girl she was, so let's discard that. And then I'm gonna play this clip for you guys of Isis responding.
Talking about right now, what? That is crazy to me, bro. That's so crazy to me. Like, you really gonna be friends with somebody for 2 years, but the whole time you feel like they soulless and dark? Like, you sound dumb as hell, bitch. If anything, we both need saving. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, we was at the movie theaters. We was siphon. Bitch, you not gonna tell the people how we was at an Italian restaurant and you ate so much fucking food, you fucking vacuum, that the server was like, where did the food go? Like, stop it right now. You talking about she ain't let me to the back of her room on her tour bus. She had this big ass room. Bitch, can I play with my pussy one time? In my bed one time? Like, damn, you want to sleep in my bed every day? That's crazy to me. Anyways, yeah, I'm about to actually go to sleep for.
And my tea is, we knew this girl was on Ozempic. We knew. Thank you for coming out with that, Cleo. Imagine being called big by someone that was just big. I'm going to bed, bro. Ozempic got y'all gassed and fat phobic now. Bet. Period. Let me tell y'all something about the Ozempic allegations. For any of y'all out there that knows how hard it is to work out and how hard it is to change your body over time and how long it takes to actually see groundbreaking results, child, the results that girl got weren't from working out. And if they were from working out, and for all of you who have worked out and were able to change your body, you know good and well that working out damn near became your half of your personality. It was half of your identity because of the amount of hours you have to put in it, the consistency that it takes. If she was there actually working out, getting personal trainers and all this and that, baby, we would know. She would be making videos about it all the time because it would be ingrained in her. It would be a part of her where she would be like, damn, I might as well make content about it. And then people are like, oh, it's because she's on tour, she's on stage, she's performing and stuff. Why does it have to be Ozempic? It could just be the weight loss from that. Guys, I thought we've had many conversations about how Ice Spice barely does anything but does a little 1-2 open leg step, little tail shake, grab the coochie through from the front through to the back, and that doesn't make you lose weight, babe. Everybody does that in their mirror at night. We all still the same weight that we was the day before. It doesn't give that. And the fact that she was mainly upset about the dark energy comment, it's actually sending me, because if you actually don't have a dark energy, why is that pressing you so much? I saw people in the comments saying that she was acting very shaky during a prayer and all this and that. People who are bad people, especially narcissists, work so hard on cultivating a persona of being a good person and trying to charm people that when a slight part of that cracks, they just nail in on that. She's focused so hard on the fact that, like, what do you mean I have bad energy, girl? Like I'm like, what? We both need to be saved if that's the case. Like, we hung out. Like, I couldn't be the only bad person. People who are horrible people hate to be called horrible people. She's not worried about anything else. She's not tuning in on any of the other factors except for the fact that you called her a soulless person. She doesn't like that because she has an image that she's trying to portray as the Gen Z princess that's just like you guys and we're friends. We're so relatable. Like, girl, no, you're a bitch. Surprise. And also, I wanted to touch on this too. I knew she was delusional from the moment where she was talking about Nicki and saying that the Barbie movie came to her trying to give her the song, and she's the one who put Nicki on. Girl, you don't put Nicki Minaj onto nothing. And I'm not even saying that it's like, oh my gosh, I'm a Nicki stan, but it's Nicki Minaj. You're Ice Spice. You literally can't rap. Weren't you just stealing her flow just the other day? Matter of fact, when you said that she was trying to sign you and that you feel like she was trying to take advantage and that it was a bad deal, I actually think you should have took it, because that Y2K album that you just dropped, I don't think she would have let you drop it. At least maybe she would have tried to help you cultivate your own lyricism, as opposed to you trying to steal one of her flows to make it your own, because you're grasping for fucking straws. The whole comment section was gagged. Everybody was like, does this sound familiar? As soon as I heard that, I thought I was listening to Bees in the Trap. I was like, what? No, bitch. But I'm kind of not even surprised, because the persona that she was trying to fake embody always seemed very disingenuous, because just as Baby Storme, I want y'all to nail in on the fact that Baby Storme said that this girl was her high school bully, and then they became friends. What type of person is a high school bully? High school? I mean, I get that kids are mean in middle school and kids are mean in elementary school when they're super ignorant, but you're pretty coherent when you're in high school. High school bully? Girl, you dragged it. You dragged it. Being thick made you drag it for sure. And look at Ice Spice and look at Baby Storme. You were her bully. Now we see the type of person that you are. Like, yeah, I can believe all of this. And Baby Storme, I'm so sorry for all of that shade and all of that hate that you got when you came out with all of those receipts, because you were just another token black girl that she was using to step up on their back to make herself be seen. That's just what it was. Now my thing was, you called her a vacuum in the same breath as saying soulless. I have an evil personality. Girl, do you hear yourself? You sound like a fucking bitch. And it doesn't even give Regina George. And let me give you this last point, and let me make that my closing point, where a lot of people say, oh, she's a pop star, so she's a diva, or a rap star, so she's a diva. I would get it if somebody told me after a while that whole time, right, Nicki's a diva. That's what we hear a lot. Or if they said Lady Gaga's a diva, or if they're like Beyonce's a diva. You know, people with talent. Yeah, people that are actually good at what they do, and then after a while they get big-headed and get this sense of arrogance. But for you, somebody who continuously raps about the same thing, steals other people's flows, and isn't really hitting on anything besides just looks and vibes, that you're a diva. I would assume that you would be the most down-to-earth girl, because you don't really have the best... You know, the check boxes aren't checkboxing off. The music that you're making, it's supposed to come from like a girly pop, girls girl, friendly, love that, Gen Z, girly whirly vibe. You're not iconic. And anybody who says that you are is using their eyes a little bit too hard and should use their ears more. Let's separate the art from the artist real quick. And even when we do that, it's like the art, the artist. There's a lot of people we have to say that for. We have to say that for Kanye. People will be like, oh, separate the art from the artist, because he is cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but the art is great. Same thing with Nicki. She is doing a lot of extremely questionable things that a lot of people cannot stand up for her for no more. But the art is like tea and it snaps. You said that same. You said that exact thing. And it's very funny that you were saying that you felt like Nicki was dragging it and that she was making it seem like, oh, you should just be generally happy for the opportunity that she's giving you to begin with, and that she's not seeing it from your perspective. But then you turned around and did the same exact thing to Cleo and was like, oh, you should be happy that you're here to begin with and accept any treatment that I'm giving you. Y'all, if y'all didn't see it already, I said the same thing about Lil Yachty in my last video. If you didn't watch it, watch that. But I continuously tell y'all, it seems as if every time a artist gets into this position where they're a little bit bigger and they help people who are smaller than them, they really want to nail in the fact that these people are never going to be treated on the same level as them. So never talk to them like you're on the same level as them, and that you should just be happy to be here to begin with. They all get this godlike complex, and it comes from a place of somebody else making them feel small. Isis didn't like when Nicki made her feel small and gave her that vibe that was like, oh, you should just be happy to be here. She's venting to her friend about it because she can't tell nobody about it. She can't, tell management to be like, tell Nicki to shut up, or tell Nicki that we're not gonna feed her today. But you did that to Cleo because you felt like Cleo was smaller than you. Same thing that Yachty did to the Concrete. But like, guys, it's a tale as old as time at this point. But at this rate, I've been yapping far too much. So that's the end of the video. If you're messing with me and you want to come back to my room to hang out more and talk a little bit more, like, share, and subscribe. Don't gatekeep me. There's enough of me to share around. All right, love you guys. See you in the next one.